So your boy got a triple espresso from Starbucks for this video. We got a what? Tall iced brown sugar shaken oat milk espresso. Yeah, say that 5 times in a row. Talk about a tongue twister, right, guys? So we have a lot to cover. When you see me with the triple, you know we have a lot to cover, guys. From UnitedHealth Group, what's going on there? We have to go over Boeing, a bunch of earnings, and we have to go over, obviously, the stock market as a whole and SoFi. SoFi's earnings are this Friday, and the stock's still kind of stuck in the mid-20s. So, you guessed it, we have to break down the charts and go over what to expect. So, guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe for more content, and let's get into it. So it's currently about noon on the East Coast, and every index in the U.S. market is up except for the Dow. The Dow's down about 0.75% right now, as the S&P's up 0.5%. QQQ's up around 1%, starting to break out, which, did we not call that out? We did. Now we're starting to break 630. That's a very good sign, right? And we have the Russell up barely, but it is up around 0.1% after yesterday's sell-off. You guys saw yesterday every index except for the Russell went up, and now the Dow's down. But either way, man, all the indices here are very bullish. The charts look very good, and you could argue that the Russell was in need for a pullback. We got it. Same with the Dow Jones. I mean, guys, come on. The Dow pretty much is flirting with all-time highs. It has been the last couple of weeks here. So we're seeing a pullback, all while maintaining the 50 SMA. We're maintaining critical supports. I'll take it. So look, man, I don't know about you, but to me it looks like SPY's about to go to 700. We're right at 696, and I was saying this when SPY was at 680, so it looks like we're right on the door, knocking on the door at 700 a share. And QQQ, like I said, we're taking 630 out, we're breaking the wedge, and I think big tech earnings will propel QQQ up even more. What do you guys think? Let me know. And looking at SoFi here, the stock's still in a descending triangle heading into earnings on Friday. So clearly we have support at 25, 25.50, but at the same time, we're making lower highs into that support. And we have a death cross. We're under both moving averages as of right now. Yeah, I mean, this, you can't really sugarcoat it. The bulls are nowhere to be found in the short term, right? The bulls are straight up hibernating. Usually it's the bears hibernating, right? In this case, it's the bulls. We haven't seen a significant run in SoFi stock. I mean, I guess we had one in the early days of this year on the 5th, 6th of January. We saw a little move in SoFi. Okay, whoop-de-doo. But other than that, we really haven't had, multiple days in a row of green really since the summer, September, which is crazy to say. And earnings, all eyes are on earnings, man. And this is what you guys need to know, what to expect right now. So first, let's quickly look at the analyst price targets, analyst recommendations. So right now, heading into the report on Friday, the average price target on Wall Street, let's see, is around $27, a little bit above where we are now, $25.75, and the high is $38, with the low on Wall Street being $12 a share. And look, based on 22 analysts right now, we have 11 hold ratings, 5 buy ratings, a couple, underperform, some sell ratings, 1 strong buy rating here, it looks like. So the majority here of analysts have SoFi as a hold, which honestly, I agree with. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't think it's a buy here in the mid-20s, but I do think it's a buy at 18, $20 a share if it somehow gets there, right? But here in the mid-20s, it's a hold. And, you could argue over $30, $35 is a take profit zone, which we're not there yet, obviously. We're nowhere near that point as of right now. And what should we expect from their actual earnings? Well, I'm glad you asked, guys. Look, the average estimate for EPS is 11 cents. The low is also 11 cents. The high is 12 cents. And a year ago, they did 5 cents of EPS. And for revenue, we can expect $982 million give or take, right? These are all estimates versus last year's 739 million. So sales growth is right at 33% year over year. That's the projection. And the high estimates over $1 billion, 1.05 to be exact. And the low estimates, $959 million. So full year, if we're looking at full year, once we get these numbers, we'll have the full year 25 outlook, or not outlook, but we'll have the numbers from last year. And that would be, or the full year number on average, we're looking at $3.56 billion. That would be up 36.5% roughly from that 2024 number of $2.61 billion. Pretty good. So at this point, guys, it all comes down to guidance. It all comes down to the earnings call, not so much if they beat EPS and revenue last quarter, because stocks are forward-looking vehicles. So if we get more insight on the public offering, $1.5 billion, what are they going to do with the proceeds? If we get more insight on, just the next quarter or two, we get more color on, where SoFi is headed. Yeah, I mean, this is what's going to move the stock, but, we're just not moving at all at this point. So we're just going to have to wait till earnings. That's the reality. And, of course, I'm going to make another video come Friday, so make sure to subscribe. And now let's continue on here. So you guys saw by now, UnitedHealth Group, UNH stock is collapsing. We're down 20% as I'm making this video, which is nuts. And the stock tanked yesterday after the bell, before earnings even came out regarding, or rather due to this Medicare situation. We'll cover that here in a second. And after earnings came out, the stock tanked again. So it's like a double whammy here on UnitedHealth Group. Medicare, that's bringing the stock down, and earnings are bringing the stock down as well. So they ended up reporting adjusted EPS of $2.11 versus $2.11 expected. So right in line there with EPS, but revenue missed, $113.22 billion versus $113.85 billion. So they missed revenue. Slight, I guess in line EPS, or a slight beat I saw on another website. Either way, not bad, but guidance not the best for full year 26. I'm not sure if it says it here. So we can see here they expect 2026 revenue to exceed $439 billion, which is a 2% year-over-year decline, and that comes far below the $454 billion estimate. And guess what? This is the first time in a decade that UNH has had declining revenue. Yes, you heard that right, according to their CFO. And net income, look at this, guys. It's looking pretty bad, man. Net income came in at $10 million in Q4 versus $5.5 billion from last year. So they missed revenue, right? Guidance is weak, for full year 26. Net income compared to last year, awful. And now we're seeing what's going on with Medicare. Let me come down here and show you this. You guys can see on Monday, shares of UNH and other health insurers plunged after the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services proposed nearly flat payment rates for insurers in Medicare Advantage, the privately run insurance program that now covers more than half of all Medicare beneficiaries, right? And that closely watched government payment rate determines how much insurers can charge for monthly premiums and plan benefits they offer, and ultimately helps to shape their profits, right? So that is not the best for UNH. We're seeing stocks like Humana tanking like crazy. Humana, whatever. I know I say it wrong, guys. So not the best for these stocks. And luckily, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not in these stocks right now, thankfully. But I know a lot of you guys are, fans of UNH. I don't know about Humana, but what are you doing? Are you buying the dip? Are you selling out here? I'm curious. For me, though, I got to be honest, guys, I'm fading UNH here. I'm not looking to buy into this falling knife. I'm not looking to take part in this turnaround story. At this point, we're flirting with the lows again from back in August. Yeah, I'm staying away from this. I'm good. Now, let's talk about some other stocks here, rapid fire, that just reported earnings. Let's go. So Boeing reported, ticker BA, and look, they ended up reporting earnings per share, it looks like here adjusted, of $9.92, which actually smoked the loss of 39 cents expected, and sales, let's see, 23.94 billion versus 22.47 billion expected. So very nice double beat out of Boeing. It looks like here they still anticipate first 779 or 777-9 delivery in 2027. That's good. Commercial airplanes booked 336 net orders in Q4. Anything on guidance, guys? Not seeing anything on guidance here, but Boeing, not to toot my own horn, we called this thing out a couple months ago, not even, like a month and a half, 2 months ago, when it was trading right at about 200, 205, 210. We called it out in the Patreon, I believe here on YouTube as well, and oh boy, did it rip. It ripped like crazy all the way to the mid 200s where we are now, and quite frankly, now that we're taking out this 240 level, right, which was the high, that was the high from back in July, August, there could be more upside here. There really could be, right? So keep your eyes on Boeing. We also got earnings out of UPS today, and UPS stocks up 3.5% as I'm making this video. UPS reported Q4 adjusted EPS of $2.38, which beat the $2.20 expected, and sales $24.5 billion versus $24 billion expected. So double beat out of UPS. They see full year 26 sales guidance of $89.7 billion versus $87.9 billion. So very good guidance there. Double beat out of UPS. Let's see here. Anything else? Anything else? They see 26 adjusted operating margin around 9.6%. So at this point, guys, we're breaking out. No doubt we ripped through the highs from back in, June, July. We hit 103, 105. So we're breaking through that point. Very good sign. And are we at all-time highs? No, nowhere near all-time highs. But UPS could be starting the reversal here, but I'm not too confident considering we're in technically a downtrend still, but we are noticing promising signs here on the 4-hour chart. The fact that we filled the gap up to 103, 105, now we're breaking through that point. That's a good sign. So let me do 2 more very quickly here, guys. By the way, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and check out the Patreon, guys, if you're interested in my portfolio updates. I actually just posted an update yesterday. We locked in profits on a trade today as well. So if you're interested in seeing everything I'm doing in my portfolio, my private Discord as well, that's linked down below on Patreon. Also pinned in the comments, or go to stocks-surfast.com/Patreon. Check it out. Shameless plug. Cheers. And now let's continue on here. GM reported, and their stock's up over 9%. GM reported EPS, let's see, of, drum roll please, guys. Let's see, adjusted $251 versus $220 expected on sales of $45.28 billion versus $45.8. So they beat EPS, slightly missed on sales, no biggie there, considering they see, let's see, EPS of $11 to $13 for 2026. Let's see anything on revenue guidance. Their guidance in general looks pretty good. GM expects to invest $10 to $12 billion annually in 2026 and 2027. Let's see, anything else? Looks like, yeah, I mean, they double beat. EPS guidance is strong. They raised their dividend to 18 cents from 15 cents. Pretty good. I don't care because I'm not a dividend guy. But for all you guys that own it, you like dividends, kudos to you. So GM is absolutely ripping. I'm not FOMOing into it here. We also got RTX today, which is Raytheon, the last stock for the video, and RTX reported earnings per share of $1.55 adjusted versus $1.47 expected on sales of $24.23 billion versus $22.73 billion expected. So double beat for RTX, and their guidance is strong, guys. They see full year 26 adjusted EPS guidance of $6.60 to $6.80 versus $6.71 expected from analysts on sales of $92 to $93 billion versus $92.5 billion. So pretty good guidance out of RTX, and the stock's liking it when it's up over 2%, and it looks like we're about to maybe break through the highs from about a week ago. We hit 202, 203, so keep your eyes on that here on RTX. So pretty long video here, guys. Pretty long video, but we covered a lot. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious where your head's at in this crazy market we're in. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, my private Discord. All of that's linked down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.